What's going on, everybody? YL from Rebel Ears here, and as you can see, we are in Pro Tools. Yes, we are about to do what you all think we are about to do. We are about to mix a song together. All right, so right off the back, I want to just shine some light on a site that maybe a lot of engineers, producers, artists know about. Maybe a lot of you guys don't. So it's this Cambridge website where you can go and get actual full recording sessions for you to practice mixing on. All right, so it's always hard trying to get royalty free music. A lot of the music I work on, the artists, they're okay with me filming certain things, but by the time, I get some type of mixing footage, the song has been out forever. I'm kind of moving on to more content. So this is the easiest way for you all to see how I mix songs. This is And then at the same time, we're going to be mixing new genres, right? So one thing about Cambridge, um, it's a musical institute, all right. So and their students provide different sessions, so many different genres. I will actually shine some light on that site soon, but today we're going to do some mixing. So we're going to be mixing a lot of genres together, genres that I've never done before. We will be doing some live mixes coming up because I want your feedback. I want y'all to be able to interact. And man, let's trade some secrets, man. It's enough game in the industry. It's enough space in the industry. It's enough money in the industry. It's enough success in this industry for us creatives to come together. Like we always been telling y'all, it's all about community with Rebel Ears. If you haven't joined the Discord, make sure you tap into our social media so we can get you a part of that Discord. All right. But really quickly, we're just going to jump off. So this is one of my mixing templates that I use. As you can see, there are no tracks on this thing. It's mainly going to be a bunch of auxes because usually when I'm using this template, I'm importing tracks, right? I'm importing some WAV files or some MP3s, whatever I get. I'm importing stems, right? So that's what we're gonna do now. So the name of the song that we are importing is going to be called Naturally. All right, so I'm gonna go to my desktop. Let's find our Cambridge sessions. Here we go. Alan Stone Naturally is the name of this song. So we're just gonna grab all of these. We'll hit shift and we'll go all the way down to the bottom. Remember to always copy. All right. Convert, copy, depending on what version of Pro Tools you have, it'll say one or the other. All right. But you always want to copy or convert. All right. So, and then we're going to open. I do this all the time, even though usually Pro Tools will save it into the actual session folder. I just like to do that and make sure, it's in there. So I do it manually. I go into the actual session folder, go into the actual audio files, and make sure that they're saved in that folder. All right, destination is a new track. All right, so here we go. We have a bunch of new tracks here. And usually when I do this, I like to kind of pull in. I'm used to kind of knowing what tracks look like. We have to go through here and organize these tracks, guys. So this is going to be a pain, but it is going to be necessary. A lot of this stuff is organized, but I like to organize things to where it works with my workflow, I guess you could say. Mixing, recording, it is all about workflow. So the first thing we want to do when we import tracks is first of all take all of the inputs off of these. So I'm going to highlight all those with shift. I'm going to shift option and I'm going to go here and go no input. And as you can see, all of these just snap to no input. So I hold down shift, press option, and everything that you have highlighted will do whatever you want it to do. All right. And you guys see these little blue, little highlights here. I'm actually using my Avid Artist Mix. So as you see, I'm jumping throughout the session. I'm not using a keyboard. I'm actually using this Avid Artist Mix. It's a control surface. If you don't know what it is, I've showed it before. Avid Artist Mix is the name of it. It basically controls Pro Tools. It has faders, encoders. I can solo. I can record from here. It's just a big old mouse for Pro Tools. All right. So that's why you see these. These are just what's selected. It's 8 channels, 8 faders on this Avid Artist Mix, and these are the 8 that's just selected. But we won't be using that in this tutorial. All right. So here we go. Let's figure out what we got here. So I like to solo tracks. That's how I like to figure out what we have. So let's solo this Chamber M60 here. Okay, so this seems like some type of room microphone for drums. All right. Let's see what this is. This is like a floor mic maybe for drums. We'll make it a little bigger there. It's almost nothing on this thing though. Oh, maybe floor tom. Maybe a floor tom. Maybe that's what that is. Yep, so we'll call this floor tom. It looks like they're naming it by the microphones they used or something. Let's rename this. We'll just double click that. We'll call this floor tom. And I like to use all caps. I mentioned this before. It's just easier to, when I'm organizing, it's easier to see all caps. So we got a floor tom here. This sounds like just like a regular chamber room mic or something like that. This seems like a kick. Oh, let's solo that. Yep, so that is a kick inside. So they're using 2 microphones, obviously, one inside the kick drum. You'll see when we mic drums, we like to either put like a little floor microphone inside the kick drum, and then you can also mic the outside of it with like a large diaphragm, B52 or whatever you like to use. Or sometimes you can just stick that B52 right in. Usually kick drums that have a hole in it, people will put a hole in their kick drum heads, and then you can stick that B52, that kick drum mic, right into that hole. All right, so I like how they have this label though. This is decent. This is decent because at least we know we got drums here. So this is our kick in. I'm actually just gonna label this the way I like to label it. So we'll do kick in. We'll listen to the song in a second. Let's just do, I don't really care what the song sounds like if I'm unorganized, right? I want to get my organization done first, and then we can get creative. All right, so let's solo this. If you hear the difference, this is the out. That's the in. So you hear that kick drum sounds way more compressed, way more smashed. It's inside the kick drum versus this one right here outside the kick drum, right? So we'll label this one. We'll do kick out. I can't spell. And, you know, some people might call this the boring part of mixing, but this is probably one of the most important parts of mixing. It looks like overhead. Yep, so we got some overhead. It sounds like a Maxwell type of vibe. Okay, so we got some racks. Rack tom, yep. So this is a rack tom. So we got a floor tom and a rack tom. So we'll call this rack tom. And we're going to automatically move this one right up under the floor tom. Okay. Let's see what this one is. What is this? A room microphone, maybe? Yep, room. Oh, rim. Oh no, it says room. It sounds like an overhead, like another overhead. So we'll call this a room. One thing about mixing, man, you get, especially like dealing with bands and stuff, when you get different songs to mix and you have a lot of instrumentation tracks, you really have to go through and figure out what each mic and each input is really touching, man. It's quite fascinating. You get better at it the more you do it. So this is snare bottom, of course. I don't even need to hear that. I just want to move through. So we know this is snare bottom. We'll move to snare top. Some of this stuff is self-explanatory. All right, so we got an electric guitar. We got another electric guitar. We just to put a 2 on that. Let's see what we got. We got an organ. I can't see. Let me see what that is. All right, so now we need to solo this one so we can hear this. Sound like some keys, though. It says keys. Wordy, active DI, so more keys. Sounds like a synth or something. So we'll put a key synth on that. I might be wrong, but like I said before, this is for my workflow. We'll put like a bass synth, actually, because that's what that was. Bass synth. All right, then we got some vocals here, so let's solo these.
Coffee and a cigarette, coloring noose around your neck.
So we got
doll it up for disrespect,
female,
disrespect, disrespect.
background vocals.
Popping pills and posting pics, stressing on your waist and hips.
Sounds good though. Sounds nice. Let's see what this is.
Coffee and cigarettes.
Okay.
Calorie news.
So we got male.
Doll it up.
Background vocals.
Disrespect. Disrespect. Popping pills.
Okay, and then of course we see that these are the leads.
Coffee and cigarettes, calorie news.
All right. So we'll just name this male lead. Voila. All right. Now let's do some color coordinating. So we'll highlight these 3 background vocal or these vocal tracks. Let's make these like a lighter pink or something. Let's go there with it. We will route this stuff soon. All right, so the way I like to do my drums, because we'll group these together in a little while. We'll go kick first. We'll go kick out, kick in. We will go snare bottom or snare top, snare bottom. Mother. All right, snare top, snare bottom. We go floor tom, rack tom. We go overheads. We go room, and then we'll take this chamber. I feel like that's another room, Mike. And we'll put that down up in there. All right, and then we will take all of these. And we will make these like a yellow or something. That's all of our drums. And then we got our instruments here. We will make, I'm guessing we can go green, I guess. It's not that serious, but you know. This is always like the first 30 minutes to an hour of mixing. Especially if I don't record the tracks, right? If I didn't record, then I'm not using my templates, I'm not using my routing, I'm not using my organization. So I pull it into this template, and I'll show you guys what we're about to do with that in a minute. All right, so let's take, we'll go female background vocals. We're going to drag her down here because we're going to put her on that second vocal track. So as you can see, this purple track is a vocal track. I have some mains, some punches, some ins and outs, some backgrounds, and some ad libs. All right, and then I have same thing here. Yellow is 2, right? So 2 artists can collab on this track right here. This is one of my mixing templates. I've showed a few mixing templates. Sometimes I have a whole hook track section and the 2 different vocals, and sometimes I might do 3 different vocals where it'll be main 1, main 2, main 3, and they'll all have their own punches and ins and outs and ad libs and backgrounds and all of that nature. So what we want to do, we are going to drag her down to main 2. And we'll just rename the clip. Let's do that. Let's do female background vocals. All right, so we know what we got here. We can get rid of this now. And then we have the lead vocals. We'll drag him down to main. We'll leave that there, vocals lead. That's fine. So we can get rid of this track now. And then we have male background vocals. We'll drag him down to backgrounds. So we have a male lead with some male backgrounds, and we have a female background. And with a session this small on vocals, I can use any of these tracks. I can usually really even put all of them on this same aux here and just affect the vocals separately on separate tracks, but we're not going to do that. But like if I was doing like a quick $50 mix or something like that, just trying to get it to sound decent, that's something that I might do, and other engineers probably would do the same. You get what you pay for as well. All right, so what we want to do now, we are going to create 2 more auxes, 2 more stereo auxes. All right. We can get rid of these 2 tracks. This is for like, hip hop type of deal, 2-track type of deal, but we can get that out of there. All right, so we just created 2 auxes. We're going to make this one green, and we're going to make this one like a yellowish, I guess. All right, we'll name this one drums. And we'll name the other instruments. All right. So, of course, you guys already know what I'm about to do. Some of you maybe. I am about to route all of my drums here. So we're going to go to our buses. We'll go to bus 17 and 18. We automatically rename that to drums. All right. And then I am going to take all of my drums, highlight them all, Shift Option, go to my output because I'm sending them out to my drums aux. All right, and as you can see, all of these are now on the drums aux. All right, audio path output is drums. That's what that message just said. All right, let's keep it moving. We're gonna take this instrument track. I'm gonna do the same thing here. We'll go 19 and 20, rename to instrument. We'll move this up. Put that there. And then we will select these, shift, just the audio tracks themselves, shift option, output, bus to instrument. All right, now I have an all pro aux. All pro is where all of my instruments go. All right, so I'm going to send my instrument aux to my all pro aux. All right, we're doing some double routing here. Then I'm going to send my drums aux to my all pro aux. And that's how I will get my drums and my instruments to one aux to where I can affect the whole instrumental at the same time. All right, now let's do some listening really quickly, because I already have some plugins on here. Let's do a A/B real quick. So I am going to make sure all of this is dry really quickly. And then we'll go from there, because the first thing I like to do is mix instruments anyway. So I think that's the first thing that we need to do is mix some instruments. All right, let's hear this.
So is that your crybaby? Volume.
That's that bass.
Y'all ready in there? Cool. Hey everyone, my name is Alan Stone. I'm here with Maria Massa, Jason Holt, and Steve Watkins, and we're gonna play a song for you called Naturally.
Right here.
Enjoy.
Rip.
So is that your crybaby? Volume. Y'all ready in there?
I'm almost not mad at everything that's going on at the beginning, but I think it's too strong. So I think we take this all out. We'll cut that and mute it. Okay. And I think we just use like this room sound, getting those instruments. Let's see what that sounds like. It might not sound good. Let's see.
So is that your crybaby?
We're going to delete that first initial
Volume.
bass in. We're going to turn that bass in down.
Y'all ready in there? Cool. Hey everyone, my name is Alan Stone. I'm here with Maria Massa,
Now I just want to highlight that, y'all. Listen to this.
Y'all ready in there?
You hear all this noise, room noise? We take that away.
Y'all ready in there?
It goes away.
Cool.
This is why it's important that we get all of this
Hey
extra
everyone,
noise.
my name is
out
Alan Stone. I'm here with
of
Maria
these different
Massa,
tracks.
Jason Holt,
And that's
Steve
something
Watkins,
that we'll be
and we're gonna
doing
play a
in a
song for
quick
you called
second.
Naturally. Enjoy.
We'll do some fading on that because of the room noise. It's so
Volume.
crazy.
Y'all ready
you
in
see
there?
how that room noise fades out now.
Cool.
It's not like a hard cutoff. All right.
Hey everyone, my name is Alan Stone. I'm here with Maria Massa, Jason Holt, Steve
I'm not
Watkins,
fading my
and we're gonna
drums
play a
in.
song for you called Naturally.
I hate when people take the transient out of your drums. All right. All right, so that bottom snare is really hitting. Let's see. You know what? That might be this chamber. It's a lot of snare hitting. Yep. Yep, and we got like a chamber style reverb on there. I'm actually not mad at it. I think I want to turn it down. I think that snare is a little too heavy. It's still heavy. And I think it's in the room as well. We'll turn the room down. right, let's mute the vocals for right now. Let's mute the vocals. I don't want to hear them right now. I just want to hear drums, instrumentation. Okay, let's mute the room. Okay, yeah, so that's just straight chamber. Ooh. We're gonna bring that down. I'm actually gonna control my fader. Y'all about to see this volume move right here. I'm using my Avid Artist Mix. That chamber is really like a reverb room type of deal. So it's giving us a lot of reverb. All right, we pull that down some. Let's see what else we can do with it. I mean, it's still so strong. Bring out some of those heavy lows in the kick, so let's see which one gives us more of that sound. All right, so we got a snappy kick and then we got a heavy low kick. All right, so I'm gonna put an EQ on this kick. We're gonna do a one knob fatter. Just want to make this a little bit fatter sound here. The difference. All right, and then I'm gonna put an EQ on this. Let's go. You guys see all these plugins I got. A lot of years of work, guys. Let's see. I'm gonna go HEQ on this thing. Because I actually like to see my waves, my waveform. Let's see, so let's snap. As y'all can see, we're hitting here on the transient. And this is the after roll kind of in that bass frequency. But that snap, that transient is hitting right at probably like 400 or so, 300. So we're going to turn that up a little bit. I'm trying to make this a really quick mixing tutorial. Obviously, we can spend hours and hours doing this. Let's go to snare top. On some of these lives, we might actually really spend a couple hours on trying to make these songs sound good. Let's put some reverb. Nah, I think we got enough chamber in there. Let me put a little EQ on it. I like doing like a analog type of vibe on my snares. So let's go with a Let's actually go with a compressor. I don't think we need the EQ. I think that snare is nice, especially with that chamber, man. I mean, like, it's getting a nice ring with that thing. Let's go some UAD stuff. Fairchild. I love Fairchild. Let's go 670. Let's see. There we go. That's subtle. See how he gives it a little bit more control. Oh, that's subtle. I like that. Let's pull back our attack a little. Push threshold more. I like that. Let's turn it up some more. Screw it. Yeah. That has a nice snap to it without it, but I like how it doesn't give you too much of a body. It's just kind of like that nice snap. Because it's the snare top. It's the top of the snare. We're getting a good snap from there. Hear the difference. Nice and subtle. Nice and subtle. Let's go snare bottom. Let's see what this is sounding like together. We'll put this snare with the kick. That's clean. I think I'm gonna widen it a little. Let's put a spread on it. Oh, that's nice. We'll bring that in some though. Still want it kind of centered. But we want to give more space for that bottom to just give our snare the body we're looking for. So we widened it just a little. All right, now we got these floor toms. This is what's going to be. I'm going to actually raise these. I'm going to raise this clip gain just so I can see what I'm doing, man. All right, and then I'm going to hit Command U. And then I'm going to come through and I'm going to figure out where am I catching these toms? All right, so it looks like I'm catching all of the toms. This is my my strip. So basically, I'm just stripping out all the noise that's not an actual instrument. So we'll strip it there. I know I got all of my tom hits, so that's good enough. If I need to turn my toms down, I just do it by the fader. So we'll keep on. Let's move up. There we go. And then I'm going to do the same thing with this one. And it is going to catch all of my rack tom as well. All right, cool. So we'll strip that. We'll just get all that extra noise out of there. We'll hear that it sounds a lot cleaner. All right, so with toms, I like to do some EQs with toms. The part about this, though, is, I mean, there's not really a lot of toms being hit in this song, so I think we kind of move on from that. I think. I mean, you know, it's no real deal riffs on the toms or any runs or anything. I really think we're good on the drums. I'm gonna throw a bus compressor on this thing, and I'm gonna keep it pushing, y'all, because I mean we've already been at it for a while. Let's go. You can never go wrong with SSL bus compressor. So let's find that. And we will go start here. You already hear the difference on it. Like that. Make it a little tighter. Late release. Slightly late. Slightly tighter. We'll pull the drums in a little bit, make them a little bit tighter. All right, cool. So now let's move on to our electric guitar. All right. So of course, I'm thinking about putting some type of guitar amp on here. Let's see. We got a lot of amps, man. Let's see what we can find that we might actually. Let's try something we haven't used before. I mean, I love Empirical Labs, of course. Let's see. What we got on here? Do we go Abbey Road? Let's go Abbey Road on this thing. Let's see. I know this is really, for drums and stuff like that. It's really good for drums, but I don't know. I'm a fan of any kind of reverb, chamber style reverb on guitars as well. We'll pull, of course, a lot of that reverb out of there, but let's see what we got. like a funky style type of beat. You might not like it, to each his own. I do think I need maybe to compress it a little though, to make it a little tighter on those riffs and stuff. I like how that blends a little bit better in with the actual body, the environment of the song, the frequencies, like just putting that Abbey Road on there, putting a little reverb, a little chamber on there. It actually, like, as soon as we hit this riff right here, where this organ comes in, you hear it. To me, it blends better. Before, it's a lot more choppy. It's a lot more, But then, you know, when you bring in that reverb and you bring in that chamber, it's just smoothing it out a little bit. Let's listen to it. This is without. And it still sounds good. It stands out. But then let's make it a little smooth, right? Let's make it a little smooth and a little funky. You know? So I like that. If you don't, who cares? I'm just keeping it real. But at the same time, drop down in your comments what you would have did. All right. Mixing is all about creativity. I do this for a living. So your negative comments won't affect me much because I literally do this every day for a living. I make my whole living off of audio. So, but let's collab. Let me know if you like it, if you don't. But, you know, be respectful, please. And then, like I said before, this is really a quick type of deal. All right. So that one, yeah, this one sounds like it's a octave higher, maybe 2. So we're gonna go with an EQ. We're gonna bring out some of those highs in that guitar. Can't go wrong with a good HQ. I like visual plugins. You guys know this. Last thing I want to do on this, I'm going to leave the organ where it's at. I might come back and add some reverb to these things later on, but I want to do some panning things. Let's see. I want to spread. We'll pull in our width a little bit. I want to spread my bass synth, give that more body. So you hear it now. This is without the spread on it. I love this spread plugin, by the way.